Hey everybody,
Hello.
it's time for Where No Trekyards Has Gone Before.
Apparently,
We haven't reviewed this yet.
it's a billion light years away from where they were. It's quite a long way, actually. Is that the furthest any Trek ship has ever been?
Let me give you some advice.
We're not sure where Discovery went, so it's, as of now, yes.
This is true. This is true. Yes, and I appreciate. I did a whole lot of thumbnails after these, and I actually really like this one with the sort of artistry of this shot. I think the VFX are pretty fun in this one.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is one of the better ones from season one,
Mm-hmm.
and probably the best one we've reviewed so far.
Oh, that gives away a hand.
A little bit.
We'll have to reiterate when more people join in, but I'll mirror you in some respects. I think it's a more like balanced episode, but it's got some definite shortcomings. But it's far more like a later episode.
Yes.
Yeah, but welcome everyone to another live. We did one on Tuesday, and that was great. And now you're back for another live, which is awesome. Please do share, join in, watch, and I will share if you want to talk to our wonderful community.
Absolutely. Well, first I want to get to the super chat that was dropped in the last one, but after we went off the air, so it's showing up now.
Oh, okay.
Vincent396, I don't know if you're here, but he put in $4.99, so thank you.
So cool.
He says, any word on the Diamond Select Enterprise C release? No. Just that it was supposed to be late, or it was supposed to be in the fall, so who knows? Where's the Reliant is what I want to know. The Reliant's been on the drawing boards for them for a while, and it's not out, so I don't know. But anyway, guys, while he's sharing, I will just talk about super chats and how important they are to the channel. They do help with the channel. They help us keep doing what we do and bringing you lots of content. And we do have our regular Saturday content all the time, and then all these bonus lives and extra goodies and a whole bunch of cool stuff. Plus, we have a huge backlog. Go check it out. It's all free to watch, but if you want to support the channel and help us out, a good way to do that is by super chatting. It's a way to get your voice heard, either your question answered or your comment read. We actually see it. It's in a separate chat window, so it sticks out to us. Sometimes in the chat we do miss a few things because it does scroll by so fast, and you guys are having conversations back and forth with each other. We do have moderators in there that'll be keeping an eye out for things. If you do want to support via super chat, feel free to do so. There's also other ways in the description below. You can hit us up on Patreon, which is our monthly subscription service, which, like, the links down there, you just $1 a month, $2 a month, $5 a month, whatever. It really helps out if everybody donated $1, that'd be fantastic a month, less than a cup of coffee for sure. So that's one way. Another way, if you do or don't know, maybe you do, YouTube sorry, YouTube takes 30% right off the top of every super chat. But if you want us to get more of the funds, a good way to do that is PayPal. Again, the information is down below. If you do send a PayPal, though, make sure you put it in the regular chat that you sent to PayPal, and we will check it, read the question or comment via PayPal on air, and then just it's a way of ensuring that we get a little bit more of the funds, and YouTube doesn't scoop 30% off the top. So that's another way as well. Plus, there's the Teespring store and lots of other cool ways and cool things in the description of every video that you should check out, links wise, and good way to save yourself some money and help support the channel and stuff. So it's all there. Anyway, I'm done with the spiel now. He's still sharing, but I got a super chat from Fat Produce of $2. Hashtag code of honors, hashtag goodbye liver, hashtag no excuses. I don't have a drink with me. I don't even have a non-alcoholic drink right now. I just don't have a drink. I didn't grab one. So no, we're not doing that. My liver should be fine today.
But maybe next week or Wednesday we can do a themed with some sort of drink. I don't know if people are inclined.
I mean, I could go grab one. I've got beers upstairs. I've got one of those gin drinks.
Well, no, let's wait for the bad episodes. It's funnier, I think, if it's actually a bad episode. Then it's kind of like, you say the name of the episode, we have the drink.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, I'm game for it if people are interested. If enough people super chat that they want me to get a drink, I'll go get a drink.
This is true. This is true.
But yeah, so this is episode 6 of
Yes.
season 1. It's worth pointing out. I think And it took till episode 6 to at least get an episode that kind of stands the test of time a little bit, and is a true Star Trek episode that I don't mind rewatching a few times.
Well, I was going to ask. I mean, do you have any memory of watching this the first time round, of getting a sense of it? Did you have any specific? Because I told yesterday to you that I had some good memories going in. Do you have any memories specifically going in that you want to say, yesterday or the day before? And then what did you think in the vaguest terms this time around?
I mean, I didn't have good memories or bad memories. I just had memories of this episode. It's one that sticks out for a number of reasons, and it's something that's definitely memorable. And going back and watching it this time, again, as we do with these deep dives where we kind of are analyzing everything that's being said, it's a lot different way to watch an episode. So I noticed a few little things, and I got more enjoyment out of it this time. And it is on the best list of TNG for me anyway.
Holy hell.
Well, it's a great concept. It's a great premise, and they're actually doing what Starfleet's supposed to be doing. They're not really by choice, but they're going out to explore new things that nobody's ever seen. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Wow, I mean, this is almost a TMP-esque episode in the sense that it is quite slow, it's very visual, and it's very sciencey. I just thought that now, but it has that kind of Gene TMP vibe. What do you think?
The Gene TNG vibe?
TMP. Sorry, I mean.
Oh, TMP.
Sorry, yeah, because it's like they say, it's slow, but it's sciencey. Like it's more classical Trek in the sense of it's more about all the science. It's less about characters. It's more about science exploration and.
I feel like Gene wasn't. I don't get Gene's influence in this one. It doesn't feel TOS really. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I see what you're saying, but I don't know if I agree.
But before we read the super chats, we had some brilliant ones come in, which is awesome. Would you not also say that? And I'm sorry if the internet keeps doing the thing where I move. That's the Skype. Is this not almost a Threshold episode from Voyager? Not in terms of quality, but in terms of theme. Is that it sets up this interesting premise in terms of speed, and then goes off the rails a bit, and we both enjoyed Threshold until a certain point. And this one, I think, is a bit more averagely holds up, but it certainly goes off the rails at one point from the premise, just like that one does. What do you think? Kind of a...
Very similar, yes. Even the fact of going above Warp 10 is stated. So they're breaking that Warp 10 barrier. Again, not by choice and by some kind of mystical... whatever Traveler-esque thing that he's doing. So, but yeah, and this one stays on the rails. This one is actually a good from beginning to end kind of feel, unlike Threshold, which kind of
it takes a weird dive. Yeah,
about the halfway mark goes kind of weird. Yeah. So, but let's get to those super chats right now.
Super.
Chats.
It's never funny. It's never funny any times I say it, but that's okay.
Fat Produce puts in $2.
Thank you.
You both had better be plastered for Sub Rosa. I mean, that's a good one to be plastered for. So sure, it's going to be a while to get there, though.
We'll plan a few good ones.
Yeah. Joseph Petrick puts in €2.
Thank you.
Alan Moraine hit the thumbs up. Alan Moraine, drink captain. Maybe I should go get one. But Alan Moraine, no.
I think for that episode, we're just going to need bottles.
Oh, God, that episode, I'm just going to not be here for that.
No, just have a beer helmet with 2 straws, just so that you can just sip the entire time. It's just that you just shouldn't stop sipping. There's no reason to not drink while watching the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks,
David Bessig puts in $5.
Yes.
I have a pitch. Do you watch Drunk History? Do a version of that where y'all are drunk and try to retell a full episode while drunk, like in the show. That's a great idea. And that would be funny as hell. We need to get more people involved. Anti-Trekker actually mentioned this as a good idea to us a while ago. It'd be fun to get a few of us together and actually do that. I think that'd be an interesting interesting way to do it.
I feel like you'd almost, as a tester, because that's a good concept, have like drunk Trekyards live. Hopefully, like a few hundred people turn up. You have like a super chat list where like for $7 you mention episode name and we'll have to recount it, or for $10 we'll have to explain a piece of sci-fi and Star Trek tech. But things at that point, it's gonna be like in the second hour of drinking, and again, you super chat to get us drinking. So it's kind of like, if the fans want us heavily drunk, then it's up to you, and then make us say stupid things, up to you. I mean, it's potential. If it supports the channel, I mean, we'll destroy our livers to support the channel. I mean, if we want to still be here, do this for a while. So
that's a good idea, actually. People for certain super chat amounts throw out an episode that we have to kind of give the quick recap of, or if they do another super chat level, we have to look up a direct back and forth conversation between two of the characters and try to do that. That'd be fun as well.
Just do an entire have like 10 scenes with only 2 characters, and just like we gotta give it its full gusto after like 18 shots of vodka.
Yeah.
Alan Murray, count to 3.
Ben Perry puts in £2.
Thank you.
First live after years of watching ship reviews. Well, welcome, Ben. Hopefully you enjoy the live format. This is episode reviews. That we're not doing anything ship review-ish right now, unfortunately, for lives anyway. But we have our regular ship stuff on Saturdays, so don't worry, it's still there. But thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy yourself. Level 22 puts in $5. Receive your stickers in the mail. Put the vinyl sticker on the window of my semi. Thanks from Bob. Well, you're welcome. Right before my birthday, I did a live where I did a few giveaways of some of the stickers and perks. And I'm glad people are starting to get them. They were mailed out before I went to Wonderfest, so hopefully everybody should have them by now. Bob, what you should do to share with everybody is put it on the Trekyards Facebook page. Take a picture of it and just throw it on there and tag me in it and Samuel. But
nice.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah, thanks guys.
We are good to go, I think.
And I guess we can start the episode. Okay, let's swap from thumbnail to stills. Boom. There we go. Okay.
So stardate 41263.1. They rendezvous. Blah, blah, blah.
7 drinks in.
It already sounds like I'm drunk.
Yep, doing great.
They rendezvous with the Uss Fearless, which is an Excelsior class ship. Very important. And they're bringing on specialists to help with to tweak their propulsion. Yeah.
And this is interesting, this first scene, because Riker and Picard are kind of batting heads. It's quite an interesting little... They've always been quite on the same page, but they're not on the same page here, and it's kind of fun to see the different dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah, because Riker's quite concerned. Everything seems to be gibberish. It doesn't seem like it would make any sense. Why is he here? Picard's like, you're fine. What's your problem, number one?
Worked on the other 3 ships, so yeah.
Well, I love how Riker says, those are older ships.
Yeah.
To be fair, sir, our engines are state of the art. They could have just been straightening out some inefficiencies in the older nacelles. So.
The ones that 85 years old, yeah. No, I like this because this is a well thought out episode in terms of like A leads to B leads to C,
Yeah.
It's a nicely played piece, and I like that the mystery element. I think they mentioned put the equations in, like say very early on. And there's that constant theme of also they're just such a genius. Even the ship's computer can't work it out. It's quite an interesting like bar to set when you're going into this. Like interesting.
Yeah, and I love how when the guy's going to beam over, Picard's like, well, you're having issues with it. You go down to the transporter room and greet him. It's like, you're whining and complaining to me? Fine. Go do your job.
Yep.
It's a nice brush off.
Yes.
Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Alan Moraine, bad connection. Alan Moraine, fix it now. Fixed. See? It's much better.
Yeah.
We got 2 different countries, and wherever you're watching from, for us to do this on a regular basis that we do, and have a few issues every once in a while is kind of, you'd expect it to be more of an issue. So sorry.
I'm also outputting this at 1080p at 1080p at 60 frames a second. So
Oh wow.
you know, yeah.
We do have a PayPal. Ian just sent a PayPal.
Ooh.
I am still waiting for it to come in though. Ooh, do you have it?
No, Judge Joker, can I ask, are you guys planning on reviewing the other show's movies as well? As we've said, Mr. Joker, if people watch these and keep supporting, so we need, we have a certain limit of super chats we kind of need to get each time to say, yes, this is worth doing to keep the channel going. Yes, we're having a lot of fun with them. You guys are turning up.
Yes.
Momentum is going quite well. If you keep turning up, and if you turn up maybe two episodes a week, we'll go through them quicker. Maybe we'll swap shows after a season. Who knows? And we'll definitely do some movies at some point. We'd like to. We're never going to stop our Saturday. While we're doing the show, we'll never stop doing the cool special episode on Saturday. But these are great to do other things. So yes, if you support, we'll do them. That's really is the only equation. Like if you supported, if we made $500 of super chats in a drunk Trekyards, we would do them more regularly, and then we wouldn't have to worry about doing other stuff as much. And it'd be like, yes, we can. So it's, if you guys support.
Yes. Well, Ian said he sent a PayPal. I'm not showing it. It's not showing up, so we're gonna have to wait. I'll check later. Could be some kind of delay.
Yeah, let me have a look.
Yeah, you have a look. You have a look. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it now.
That does not work in Canadian as well. 10 Canadian. Oh, crazy.
Okay. I'm not seeing it. It's not showing up. So.
Well,
anyway,
I actually look on
what's it say?
PayPal. Let's have a look. And 10's cool. Thank you. Well, it's funny. He's in the UK, but he's saying Canadian. Oh yeah. Hey. Oh. Yeah. Hey. Hi, and sorry I'm not with you tonight. This is in my top 3 for the first 2 seasons, along with Q-Who, and then with Nagili. This feels like real Trek, but also very TNG, exploring new places and ideas. Yeah. It's a great summary.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So down in the transporter room, they beam aboard Mr. Kaczynski. And there's an announcement. I'm Riker. This is one of our chief engineers. In this instance, Lieutenant Commander Argyle. He says one of our chief engineers, and then later he says our chief engineer doesn't agree.
Yes.
So is it the chief engineer or one of the chief engineers? And how many chief engineers do you have on your ship?
I think the scriptwriter misscripted, honestly. I literally think it's just it got through the script process. But I noticed that too. Yeah. It's quite strange.
Yeah. But his name is Lieutenant Commander Argyle, so just so you guys know.
And he has basically no personality.
Well, I kind of like him, despite no personality. I mean, he's somebody that I probably could have got to like. He seems like a nice enough fellow.
Yeah. Speaking of nice fellows, though, this what's his name again? The other guy?
His assistant. His name is unpronounceable by humans.
No, but the main guy. I don't write down names.
Mr. Kaczynski.
Kaczynski. So he's got no comm badge, which is interesting, and a unique rectangle block. So that means I have no idea what it means, because the comm badge is for all Starfleet personnel, irrespective of rank, or even acting ensigns get them. So I wonder.
Maybe he's not Starfleet. Maybe he's Science Directorate. I don't know.
Or like from Daystrom Institute.
Maybe.
This is a very odd choice. It kind of makes him stand out by just having that one little detail removed.
Yeah. Well, I think they wanted him to kind of stand out. And the bar being different than the command pips is fine with me. It's like a scientist thing, because O'Brien had a different one because he was just enlisted. He wasn't. And later, it's funny because if you look at this uniform that he's wearing with the high def when he's on the bridge later, you can see where the comm badge was attached at one point. So whoever had it before, Yeah. Tom Zaros 48 puts in $2 Canadian.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm from Quebec. Thanks for the great community. You're welcome. Hello, Quebec.
It's not late there yet for you, really.
No.
One thing I noticed about this episode, in this transporter room as I'm scrolling, I noticed it the first time as well. everything's a little bit darkly shot.
This whole episode is like that.
Yeah, it's just because we know exactly how bright these sets are normally. But look at these three in the transporter room. The transporter room the pad looks great, but like I guess they just turn the light. Maybe like, you always make the joke it's night shift, but it's like most of the lights in this room aren't on. Otherwise, you wouldn't get this effect. So it's quite odd.
Yeah.
And doesn't even necessarily create a good effect. It just kind of feels dark. It's weird.
It feels incomplete, and there's a few scenes later in the episode where I actually made note of that. I think you might know what I'm talking about. All right, so we got Mr. Kaczynski, no rank, which is important, and his assistant's name is unpronounceable by humans, but he's from Tau Alpha C. So, and that's quite far away, Riker says. So,
but a known planet, and you would assume that given this incident, they might then.
Well, known star. I think that's the star. So he's from the system.
Although
I don't know.
It's likely he's lying. That was just a cover because they do talk about his origins, or in the future they're there. There's we'll talk about that later, but I'm assuming there's obviously a cover story.
Yeah.
They might just picked a random, really far away place and said, "Oh, I'm from there." They're like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, that makes sense actually. You're not going to look into it, so.
Yeah. So what do you think of this guy, this new engineer? Because he's got a lot of personality.
Well, as Troy says, Riker says he's rude, and then she says arrogant, self-important, overbearing, and very sure of himself and his ability. But she can't feel anything from the assistant. He's empty space, like he isn't even there. So it's like, ooh. But yeah, he comes across as a bit of an asshole. But a lot of people in those kind of positions, they think they know everything, and they think everybody else is below them. So I kind of get that, especially if he's had all these successes with these other starships, 3 other starships, and him thinking that he's the key to it all. So, and later it really comes out when he is on the bridge after the really successful or unsuccessful thing that happens. So,
but I find him quite interesting. Like, I think the acting it gets more interesting throughout the episode. I think he's actually rather well portrayed because there is this fine balance. He's an arrogant dick, but he's such a good con man that you do buy it. And if he was actually talented, you'd be like, yeah, he's a dick, but boy, he's some genius. Like, I think the actor really kind of has a good line here. I actually quite appreciate it more than I think other times I've watched it. Although perhaps part of there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them from the start, but you're meant to not focus on the other one. So I think the fact that this chap has all the personality helps take the mind off the guy with no personality. There's that deliberate, if it was, I think that's
the traveler here in this it's interesting. It reminds me of Mr. Home.
Yes.
The assistant. There's somebody in the background who's just not going to be important. He's just going to always kind of be there. But then when she says the line that it's empty space, it feels like he isn't even there. It's like, so what's going on with that? So so the next scene is down in engineering, and I love how he says, "What's this boy doing here?" "Oh, he's just working on a school project. It's fine."
At the main engineering console in engineering.
Yeah.
Although it's weird, if you couldn't be on the bridge unless you're an acting rank, the hell are you allowed in engineering if you're not an active rank?
Yeah.
That's even more sensitive because they could just shoot the dilithium matrix. Seriously.
I guess.
Phases are the size of necklaces. I mean, just pull out a pocket, shoot it. It's...
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Here we get the whole conflict with Riker being like, well, I don't know about this, and he's like, well, this has been approved by Starfleet Command, but it's not been approved by the chief engineer or by me. And I love this whole, well, perhaps I should speak to the captain. And it's this is funny. This made me laugh because I've worked in a call center, and you get people, this call center protocol. You can if you like. It won't change anything. It's like when people say, "Can I speak to your manager?" All right, but they're going to tell you the exact same thing I just told you. I got a good laugh out of that. It was really good.
I'd say the script is actually pretty solid on this one, like throughout.
Yeah.
I think this one is definitely a level above some previous ones, and the actors. I think the actors also know that. There's some really good like just character bits where that they're absolutely just doing the dialogue justice. That's a really good. That's a really fun bit, and they do. Everyone's posturing, but they are still working together. Yeah, it's a great balance of I mean, I know what I'm doing. It's not gibberish if you know what you're doing. I do. Go away. I'll do it. So don't waste time to show you. And they're like, we've got all the time in the world. You can waste it if we think you need to. And he's like, God damn it. Okay. Yeah,
it would have been funny though to see what Picard said, because Picard was the one that had no issues with him coming over and trying this stuff. It was Riker that was all uppity.
Yeah.
So I think what would have happened, he would have gone up to the ready room and been like, "Sir, I want to do this," and then Picard would have been like, "I have no reservations. However, you have to go through Commander Riker." That's exactly what would have happened.
Yep.
No matter what, you're gonna have to deal with him. So.
yeah, I can buy it. I don't know if you noticed. I know you've got a still of it, but here it is. So it's a still right after the Riker and security officer. Yet again, we have a differently configured engineering room. Yeah. Again, these sets aren't done yet, but the big table there is fine, great. The main bit's there, but now there's a corridor on the left, which is not there the rest of the show. There's definitely a corridor on the right previously, so they're still changing the sets.
Yeah.
Which is pretty that's interesting. They could do that because they put a wall. I mean, you got to undo the carpet, all this stuff. I know this is obviously the same bit that we see Tasha walk around a bit and make out with the guy. It's that same big bit. I'm assuming they, for that scene. But this is not the engineering space looks like properly. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like the sets weren't officially locked in until late season 2, season 3, and then it's like, okay, this is how it's configured. We might reconfigure it once in a while for something small, but it's like they didn't quite have a feel of what they wanted to do here.
Yes.
Fat Produce puts in $2. Every time Troy is in this outfit, it hurts my soul.
Uh-huh.
Why is that? It's one of my favorite Troy outfits.
Well, someone else said that it was made of a fabric that didn't stretch, so it hurt her.
Oh, well, that sounds like a her problem, not a me problem.
I think it's an okay outfit. She had slightly more her hair. It's better than the first episode outfit, but I think the outfit's fine in general.
Yeah. So here's where they start entering in the equations, and Kaczynski says, my assistant enters in the base formulas faster than any human ever can, including myself. So that's why he's here, for speed. And I made a note here. There's really bad echoey audio here, and there is later as well at the end of the episode on the bridge, really echoey audio, really bad. But anywho,
and I like he's trying to, he's explaining to Riker and the engineer the theory of it, but it's I love his language. It's non-words. It's he's talking about what he really wants to achieve and never about the science. And he's just like, oh no, let's just do it. And you can tell thinking you didn't. It's con man. It's a really well played con man actually. He's so confident. So, yeah. And then this bit is my first actual small problem with this that we're going to fix in remasters. Wesley and Traveller look at the equations, and both times they say beep 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 beep. Look, something's different. The graphic doesn't change.
Yeah, I was looking for that. If you connect these two, but then as they start the warp acceleration, they start at warp 1.5. And then it's like, what are you doing? You see the thing changing, and I got a few screenshots of the changing.
But it's not during
warp field.
They
No. It's not when they were making changes. It could have been so minute changes that we just couldn't see.
It's just that's a really it makes them look stupid as filmmakers, because it's like, look at this amazing thing out the window. Cut to the window, nothing. Oh my god, it's changing. Nothing. It doesn't. It really falls flat horribly, and again they just should have remastered something else, because it would have been fun, because you can barely even see the ship in the middle. It would have been nice to start with the ship, do a bubble, and then change it radically into a pyramid. There's things you could have done super easily that they just didn't. I think that this is the first big come on guys,
or even have.
Come on, you
You
failed
know,
there.
you know how they're like, how like blue and green. Even have like, change to connect these two. Have two like flash red or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's making some kind of minor
Yep.
changes.
Real simple, and it just
Yeah.
silly, but whatever. Oh, I love the line that the Kaczynski says, "How basic can I be?" Just some good little lines, some good little moments.
As good as much as you need.
Yeah, it's good. Some good dialogue stuff.
Yeah. Fat Produce puts in another $2. Thank you.
Thank you.
I forgot Beardy McNaught Engineer for Long is in this episode. Yes. I guess this is the only episode he's in.
Yes. Yes.
If I'm
And
mistaken.
I literally forgot Tasha was even in the franchise until she has a line. It's a long way
Wow.
through. She's so she is so much you forgot this guy. I literally forgot she was in TNG until a certain point.
This is a rape gang episode.
It is. Her only part is a rape gang. Jesus. But literally, every episode so far, what have they done with her? Almost nothing. You know?
Yeah.
It's like even Worf. Worf got the Targ, and she got a weird flashback that doesn't add anything. Really? A bit of texture, but like the Targ, just some acting. He gets lines. He gets some emotion. It's Anyway.
Yeah. All right, so we get the warp point 1.5 to start. And what are you doing? Everybody, he's all freaked out. Passing warp 10, sir. The speed then goes off the scale. That's what Data says. And Picard makes the choice to reverse engines. And Data's like, well, they've never reversed engines at that speed. And Picard's like, that's because we've never gotten the speed, you dumbass. Interesting bit of dialogue. But
double damas on him. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yes. And where do they end up?
2.7 million light years. 2 galaxies past. They got through the galactic barrier, so it's not as
Anyway,
over it.
go ahead.
I think that surrounds the entire thing. And it takes 300 years to get home, which is interesting. That kind of just about equals out to Voyager. Although the one thing I questioned was 51 years to send a signal back to Earth.
51 years, 9 months, 10 days, 10 weeks, 16 days for the message to arrive at Starfleet via subspace.
So that means that Voyager, if they sent messages, it would have only taken a couple of years. So they could have sent, they should have been sending messages the entire time. They would have got them. That really sums it down.
Oh, yeah. But, okay, yeah, so they passed 2 galaxies. They're in galaxy M33, which is a real galaxy. But yeah, 300 years to get back at maximum warp.
Why didn't they ever say let's design cryostasis chambers and just, I guess you'll lose all your family members, just it's not like the end of the world per se. Cryostasis has been around for a long time. I think one of the weird things I find in this episode is that is a massive thing to have happened, right? Pretty massive. You could be spending 3 generations of people in this journey. Everyone except the Traveler, Wesley to some extent, and the other scientist dude underreacts heavily. Both times the jump happens, they're like, oh, look. They don't play it as if they quite understand what they're talking about. The actors, I mean. This could be the end of all of your lives, in a sense. This is even assuming you can get back, as the entire reason he's not worrying, is he should be like, oh, look, what happened? That's weird. Engineering. Engineering. You know what I mean? It just feels a bit disconnected with the epicness of it. Is that just me, or did you get that sense too?
I think it's just you. I think everybody had faith that they were going to get back until some point. You see a little bit of concern on the people's faces when it doesn't work. But the rest of the crew doesn't know that necessarily. The rest of the crew is really not, in on what's going on necessarily in engineering. Yeah, they know they've done some kind of experiment. They're not sure where they are. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of get what you're saying, but I never noticed it. So
I more noticed it in the second half when they go into the other dimension. That's kind of again, that this one you can kind of see as, oh, wow, was that meant to happen? Cool. The other one's this is not meant to happen. There's a worry, And I'll talk about it when we get there. There's a specific scene I'm referring to.
Yeah. We didn't mention too that while this was going on, the Traveler was phasing in and out, like
Yes.
disappearing or almost disappearing.
Yes.
Um,
And we didn't explain why it goes awry, because he's done this on multiple ships to improve their warp capacity. It is literally because he looks back at Wesley. That's it. He breaks concentration for a second.
yeah,
Just because. I didn't quite remember that's been the catalyst last time, and it feels a bit of a weak catalyst to me.
it could also be because the engines are brand new engines and a little slightly different than the other ones he's been working on. They're better calibrated, so it's a little bit more peak performance.
Yes.
But yeah, Wesley's the distraction that looks like it sets this off. So
It's a little bit flimsy with how it's played, like a little bit for me.
I would agree.
But I love I love the effects. I love the zooming. I think it's really nicely played. I think the pass warp 10 is interesting. So we haven't set up the 10 as the barrier yet, but I like that there's a sense now that's like pass warp 10. There's no more numbers. Like there's no you know, if the car can go 150, say oh we passed 150. Oh you're 200. Yeah, but we can only read it to 150. So what's the point in saying 200? You know.
Yeah. No, but the effects here, I love when there's like the explosion and then the ship stretches out.
Yeah.
Really well done. Really cool.
I love the idea of going to warp in warp. Like that's it's a very simple concept, but warp in warp is like, oh, must be serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Pixels at Dawn puts in 5 pounds.
Oh, thank you.
They never go anywhere this out there again. Does that make the rest of the Enterprise missions disappointing for the crew?
That's funny.
I don't know. It makes it disappointing for me. I want to learn about these other galaxies. God damn it.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know. I don't know. It is weird to go straight to the furthest part, episode 6. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
and that's it. We got the record. We can retire now.
There's a lot more than 3 galaxies, though. So the past 2 went into M33. You know, there's still a chance we can go to all the galaxies at some point. So it's... And this is where Kazansky comes up on the bridge. He's all smiles, like, you know, you made a mistake, but a great mistake.
Yeah. Again, he plays so well. I really actually like. You don't want to like him, but the acting is just on point. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's so like, you guys can explore strange new things.
Who was the actor that we talked about in an episode of Star Trek where? Oh no, it was Orville. It was the guy that was captured and then just and it was like that actor didn't sell it. He didn't give it his all. This guy, good, great character actor, did it well. That's why I kind of think the chief engineer then obviously he's going against other personality, but he's not given very much in comparison.
Yeah, true. I also want to point out that the Traveler here, the actor that plays the Traveler, was actually in contention for the spot of Data up to the very end before Brent Spiner got it. So not a lot of people know that, but Spiner took it last minute, but he was almost cast as Data, this guy. So we got this role kind of as a, you know.
Well,
We're sorry.
I was gonna say later. It's one of my notes. He's a good actor. Like he has a good alien-esque. Like he's a good sort of just act. You know, you can see why he's a bit more alien-y. You know, as a performer.
He would have made a good android, I think.
Yeah, Shrin Data's like half brother.
Yeah. Here we find out that the Traveler needs to rest. He's been away too long, he says. Well, even further away. But we get, he means no harm, obviously.
Well, and Wesley starts to because I wouldn't have had Wesley read it. Again, it's a plot thing, but I wouldn't have let him look at the special experiments. But he like says, "Oh, those equations look like they talk about consciousness and time and matter all being together." And I was like, "Shut up! I mean, no, yeah, who cares? I mean, no, shut up." I love that. It's like there's so many little good moments actually of dialogue and just the way it's played. I'll spoil now. My biggest problem with this episode, I think, is the pace. It's very like, it's like a car that's in drive that someone's like pushing, or like you put your foot down so casually. It's just like just rolling the entire time at a very gentle pace. It never quite reaches momentum, and it just sort of keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, and then it's over. It doesn't quite ever hit those moments, so it kind of has a weird pace that I don't think does it justice. That's my only big problem.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're going with that. I kind of got that feeling too, but again, I think there's no B plot. I think the introduction of B plots later really helped this series to break out of its shell and find its stride.
This is why I actually had a note: good pacing at the start, because I think the mystery is really good and the way it plays is really nice. I think it probably is because, and it links into what I said a minute ago, when they realize they're stuck, either first stuck or second stuck, you don't get the real sense of danger. They didn't ramp up the stakes enough for the audience to change the pace. It just sort of keeps going at the same pace. So after the mystery, they should have had more of a a sense of, oh no, if we're here much longer, someone will think about destroying the ship. La la la. Oh no, someone pictured Klingons running around and killing people. Like if you'd amped it up and added a bit more danger, something that would have changed the pace and given the end a bit more satisfying conclusion, I think. Whereas it just sort of keeps going. I think that's probably my 2 points. I think would have fixed that for me anyway. Not a lot, like that's not much, but
yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
and thank you guys. Yes, consolation prize is what I was looking for. Thank you for. Anyway, I made a point too of this scene on the bridge. Music very loud and overpowering again. Not on the bridge, sorry, with the Traveler and Wesley down in engineering talking. It was a little bit too loud.
And the Traveler's theme is a little bit obnoxious in how loud it is, and like, look at the thing, thing. It's like, oh, calm down.
Yeah.
It's not that magical. It really isn't. Calm down.
And this also where the engineer's like, maybe you should call it the Kaczynski scale. Well, sure. You guys should be happy. In 3 centuries of space travel, we've only charted 11% of our galaxy. What, can you get us home? Of course. I'll just do what I did before. It's like, wow. Okay, cool. And then there's the whole discussion of whether they should stay and explore, because there's a giant protostar. It's, let's go explore, says Data. But then Picard, and I think this is a right decision, says, Starfleet can send, if they did this once, we can do it again. Starfleet can send a pure science vessel that can do even more study. Plus, we didn't sign on for this shit, so we're going back. And you don't want. I guess you wouldn't want families that far out just in case or something. You need a science team that's dedicated to going to do the thing.
I think part of Starfleet is that because you can kind of like, a captain can opt into a mission. I'm sure if you really don't want to go on a mission, you can opt out of a mission. If there's a 10-year science trip to the edge of the galaxy, and you're like, I don't want to be part of that mission on this crew, I'm going to opt out and say, can I get a transfer? That's an option, whereas here it's like, and now we're all doing this for the next few years. So I think that's part of it, whereas dedicated science is like, and we pick a ship and we pick a crew and a captain that's right for it. So, and just to mention, guys, please do click the like button. That's always fun because it helps the algorithms. It's good for you somehow.
It makes you feel good.
Yes. And we want to get
every time you click the like button, you get a shot of endorphin into your brain. So do it.
Yes. We want to get 100 likes at least. So stop now. Stop listening to us for a second and just click like. Oh, we got another one. Yay. And obviously super chat if you want to know. You want us to know what you think, because be part of the conversation. And we pretty much remember, super chat means you have to read whatever you want us to read. Any comment, thought, or even a question that's completely not on the topic of this episode. You have the power.
Or if you know a little fact, like the actor was, going for the role of Data, things like that. Things you know that we might not know.
Well, speaking of what I noticed, this bridge scene again after the engineer left, I again appreciated that Picard said, "Crew, what do you think?" Again, feels like an ensemble, feels like everyone has a purpose. But then I noticed, Yar says nothing. That she's, they don't always have to say something, but again, we're so many minutes in, and she's had zero impact or zero impression at all.
Yes.
It's like they don't know what to give her. You can kind of see already. You don't know what to give her. What do you give her?
Well, exactly. And one of the things that would have worked there, when Data said, let's go with the protostar, she could have chimed in and said, "Sir, this is unfamiliar territory. We're not sure if we're in someone's territory. You know, is there danger? Could we be boarded or attacked? We don't know where we are. I think we should just sit still and not go exploring until we know more."
That's
you know, something like that. That's something a security officer or a weapons officer would say.
Yeah. Sir, it's my duty to inform you that we could be trespassing on some kind of space. We don't want to start intergalactic war in a realm, in a place we haven't seen before. And then Riker could be like, "Oh, I agree. You know, we should send probes out at the very least to see who's around.
Launch a probe, do long range scans. But, let's start getting a feel for where we are."
Yeah. That's genius, actually. But no, they didn't. Yeah, because she feels too much like security on the ground rather than ship.
Yeah.
Safety security. You know.
Yeah, she seems like a mall cop for the ship. I don't know which other way to say it, but
whereas Worf still has a similar feel, but also he has the tactical weapons officer vibe. She never quite had that.
Yeah, no, I agree. So down in engineering, Wesley's telling Riker, or trying to tell Riker, that it was the Traveler that got them here, and he was phasing out. And Riker is not listening, as you wouldn't, because who cares? Wesley, shut up.
No, see, that annoyed me, because if he stops saying, "Commander, I've got something to tell you," and not now, Wesley, that's fine. But he says, "Commander, I don't think he's doing it," and he keeps going for like enough information for Riker to be like, "Wait, what?" The fact he doesn't care is just a plot thing. Any other day, any other story would be like, "Wait, what? Excuse me? Slow down, off to the side and talk about it." It was just, we're just gonna, that was dumb. I thought that didn't feel,
Well, I can see your point, but I'm of a different opinion that there's more important things going on right now. Kids, shut the hell up. You're really nobody important right now.
But you're talking about the information about the situation.
I know.
Yeah.
But so they try and attempt to get back.
But the Traveler's pretty weak.
Wesley helps the Traveler up. Yep. And they start the same way, start warp 1.5, and it's not working. There's weird effects going on while they're warping, but it's not the same kind of punch that they had before. This is where Riker also notices that he's phasing out now. Gets up and pays attention to that. So, and then they end up somewhere else, for Christ's sakes.
No.
And when they stop, there's the wormhole effect as well. Everybody's like, face is streaky, and the ship's like rumbling. But when they stop, they get a report that they never exceeded warp 1.5 the whole time. So where is this place? Is what the card says exactly. It's like kind of an odd phrasing. Where is this place? I don't know. You know as much as we do.
Yeah.
And this is where Data says where none have gone before.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
But I like this scene because I like how the engineer chap, he's like, it's not working, and he's not acting. He believes his own bullshit, and that I think is part of the role. He's so sincere. I like that a lot. And since the whole premise is that it's thought connected with energy, connected with the lens of the Traveler, there is some, and he's needed at the end, there is some thought there you could argue that yes, he is actually involved in the process, even in a limited way of focusing some energy into it, but he thinks, because he understands that he's not doing it, but he is still part of the process. He just thinks he's more part of the process than I think he obviously realizes. But I like that he feels very sincere about that. It was quite, it's like, why is it not working?
Dan23 says, what color is Wesley wearing? Is it peach? No, it's salmon.
Oh, yeah.
Men wear salmon.
Yes.
Here we find out we're over 1 billion light years from our galaxy. Over 1 billion light years from our galaxy. And then later in sickbay, he says we're millions of light years away. Millions and billions are different.
And this I felt was a bit strange because the entire implication of this bit is it's another dimension. That's everything I got from it was that. So I wish they hadn't have given a quantifiable billion, because what they tell me in that galaxy, time and matter are different. I mean, it's science believable, like science fiction believable, but it would have been nice to have said, we don't know how far we've gone. Everything's off by, we're looking at the beep, 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 the signature of this galaxy is different to our dimensions.
Yeah.
That's much more interesting.
It would be interesting if they slipped through subspace and slipped into something different. It's like driving. You can drive and then not know what town you're in. But when you're driving with your eyes closed because the traveler was, tired, and you go off the road into a river, you're underwater.
Oh, yeah.
It's different. You're in a different realm.
That's
something
funny.
like that. Slipping
like
through
that.
the subspace layer or something.
Yep.
Because he wasn't focused as he should be.
Yep.
That would have been amazing to explain that.
Which would have been why, they was going 1.5, but they just sort of swap dimensions.
Yeah.
And it would have been, I would have liked as well. I know this is, again, I think slightly implied that this could be the Traveler's own dimension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he knows about it. He's talking about it when he's in sickbay. Yeah.
I mean, the direct impact of this realm is also what is a sense of sort of how he's using his energy in his powers. That would have been kind of cool. If he'd, well, that would have quantified it more to say where he lives, obviously. But it would have been fun to have had he was so weak that his immune system took him back home, but the crew obviously can't live there very long, and that's sort of keeping him alive. And then when he disappears, he just sort of becomes the energy of the realm.
And those energy balls that are around the ship could be other members of his race.
That's cool.
Jill says this is where Stamets hangs out during jumps. Yeah, this is the mycelial network. Yeah. Jeff Jacobs puts in $3 and says 80 likes. I will go again at 125. Make Jeff pay. Make me pay, he says. So,
like. But yeah, this is a fun. I mean, this is good visuals. It's interesting, but this is why I think the complete lack of anyone's worry. It's like we're
at this point they're so screwed. They're just like, I don't know what we're gonna do now. You get to that point where you're just like, I don't even know where we are.
Yeah, but I think adrenaline, and it's certainly for Picard, he would still be feeling stuff. It's his responsibility, and he's got to think of a plan. I don't know. But then you get our first Targ, and I completely forgot there's a real Targ, although it looks like it's a warthog with stuff stuck on and a jacket, a fur jacket.
It is.
It's good
exactly
though.
What it is.
It's good.
Where it's like, my pet from home.
It's adorable.
And Tasha's like, is that like a cat? No, it's clearly not like a cat, you dumbass.
Well,
it's a Targ. And you notice when it leaves, there's little poop stains on the rug. I noticed that years ago, and I thought it was funny. It's like, who cleans these carpets? Every time something gets spilled or there's blood in an episode, it's like, who cleans the carpets? Do they have to replace that section of carpet? Can you get that out? Anyway, so there you go. Poop on the carpet.
Dan23 says, this video is buffering and I have no connection to it. Well, it's functioning on all of our ends, Dan, so...
Yes.
Refresh, man, refresh. But I like the Targ. This is Worf's biggest moment so far. I just think it's nice. it plays well, I think. Although, obviously, he's not got a backstory that his parents died at Kittimer, so I'm guessing this was his very child pet, given that, they died.
I think it could have been possible that Rozhenko's got a Targ imported for him, Who knows?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, then Spot appears before Spot existed. So there's Spot.
Yeah.
And then the turbo lift scene. I remember this terrified me as a kid. I'm like, what the hell? Who would make a door that goes to space? No.
It's a good sequence. It's actually a very good effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's good actually.
It's like the old Stage 9 simulation, and you can step out of the turbo lift sometimes and see the ship. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time that happened in that, I always thought of this scene. And then we get the rape gang time. She's hugging her cat, and go kitty, go. They should only get one pussy today. And here come the rape gangs. That was really awful. Sorry.
I literally forgot they were a thing, because why the hell did I keep it in my memory? But people had a problem with Star Trek Renegades when they had Adrian Wilkinson, who plays Lexa Singh, say about the rape gangs, and people saying, rape gangs in Star Trek? That's ridiculous. And it's like, oh.
Not paying attention?
Gene wrote them into season 1 of TNG when he had total control. Oh. It's like their prime rib steak. But I didn't buy this at all. Like, the way it's presented, her acting, just, I didn't buy any of it at all.
Yeah, it was unnecessary and kind of a waste of
her moment.
And a waste of like resources, like to get her in that outfit, to have that set, the people with flashlights. It's like you never see that again.
Nope.
That I can recall. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was a dumb move. I think overall, after the Targ, all of the people's thoughts are relatively random and stupid. I don't think any of them quite work, because tonally this is not the show for that, and the tone doesn't change, and yet suddenly it tangents this weird shit, but the tone doesn't change, so it doesn't click, it doesn't form anything, it just sort of is, and it is random. You know, I mean, is that just me?
No, I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah,
like this feels like it could be its own episode. This segment where they're in this reality, but it's like shoehorned in here.
Because the violin, I was like, the hell is this?
Yeah, and who is this guy? We've never once been introduced to him. It's not like it's the engineer or somebody we met in a previous episode. And just some random dude.
And how much budget was wasted on this scene? I mean, all the costume pieces, all that. I mean, this is not like a cheap moment. And I love that you just said that. Why not just have each person of the main crew have a moment? Why have give them something? If you have 30 seconds, fine, but give Troy,
seeing her dad or her mom or something.
Well, or seeing Riker. What if her and him shared? What if her and him saw different versions? Because then you could develop their backstory, and then you see Crusher, and Crusher sees. Again, that's probably too dark, but they could have done okay, we've got moments. It would have been a bit contrived to be only the main crew, but you extrapolate that everyone's having them. But this especially one I had no idea this was coming up. I was like, it
was like filler. They need to fill some time, so because this was quite a long scene.
Yeah,
with the close up and then it panned out, and then of course we get the crew running from something, and there's nothing in the hallway. Ballerina.
I like the ballerina more because it was actually a real person. I was a crew member doing that. I think was a bit cleverer.
Yeah, with the way they did the transition from her being in the outfit to the Starfleet uniform.
It was a little bit better done.
Yeah. And then the poor guy just sitting there with his dinner, his lunch.
But the way he's reacting is so oh, there was an orchestra here a second ago. Oh well. So just, I don't know. It's a bit weird.
I'm gonna go to the holodeck now.
And I think that glass, Kirk used, wasn't that the glass that they used later on to pour Romulan ale in Star Trek 6?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And it's got the Target logo on it for some reason.
And then he meets his grandmother or his mom. I can't.
No, that's mum. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of liked this scene. I'm not sure how I feel about it though. What do you think?
It always creeped me out as a kid, and even now it kind of creeps me out. It's like, I picture my Nana in this scene for some reason. And with the light behind her, it's like, heavenly, and it's really odd. But the whole I'm always with you, I kind of like that because, they always are with you.
Yeah.
But it's creepy. It's creepy.
Yeah, it would have been better. I like the framing in terms of the lighting. But I think it would have been nice. I mean, okay, perfect world. Would have been better if, he'd walked out of the turbolift. Put the budget of both scenes of his turbolift scare and this scene into him walking out of a turbolift onto a rooftop and the Eiffel Tower is behind him, in the distance. And then she turns and she's there on, a picnic spread, and it's not creepy. It's just oh, you're back, as if it's like a memory hallucination, or like that was a day, like maybe he's in Wrath of Khan uniform because it's him when he was younger, which would be kind of cool. That'd be a nice reference. And she's like, oh, so you didn't go to the academy? You said bye to me before you left. Like, let him relive a moment and do it a different way. That I think would be a more character-y thing. I don't know. I just didn't need to be creepy. I mean, it's not trying to be creepy necessarily, but it has a slight weird vibe to it.
Yeah, some people might not find it creepy. I did, though. Just the way she was speaking and the light behind her, it was kind of like, like a horror movie kind of ghost story kind of thing. Yeah. I kind of liked it in the hallway, though, because it gave a sense of like the rooftop idea is a good idea, but it would have been a lot more budget to obviously do that. But I thought this was very simplistic.
Yes.
And it worked for what it was. So,
well, it is weird that each person has a very different connection. There's no connective tissue. Then it scares Tasha and it scares Picard, but then he gets a nice one. Although he's a little bit creeped out as well. Like, oh my god, I thought you were dead. But then Worf gets a nice memory, and a dude gets So it's all very different contextual. So you're thinking it's so random. Obviously, it is just because it's what they're thinking of. Although I don't imagine he's thinking of his mum. Again, there isn't why was Worf thinking of his Targ on the bridge when they're a million miles from Earth? You know what I mean? There's no quite connective tissue between it all. That's why I say random. It's so random.
It's yeah. Later they say to control your thoughts, which we hear a lot in Star Trek. Focus on something else to control your thinking. But yeah, it's like things are randomly being picked out. There's no reason for Worf to be thinking of his Targ. Tasha's cat showing up makes perfect sense because she just said, "Is that like a cat?"
Yeah, that was.
Then
good.
Her cat shows up. Then she picks up the cat, and then she gets a flashback to on the planet. That all works.
Yes.
There's connective tissue there.
Yes.
But the Targ no, especially after stepping out of an elevator. The elevator actually even makes sense. The turbo lift, when the doors open, he would have been thinking about where are we? We're
I can
nowhere.
See that one. Yeah. But
So
that would have been nice if they were all also scares. Like, everyone's scared right now of the unknown, and so everyone's seeing unknown. Everyone's seeing, Yeah.
Anyway, so general quarters, red alerts.
Yeah.
He says red alert. Then when he comes in engineering, the chief engineer is like, "Why are we at general quarters? I needed everyone's attention, and this was the quickest way."
It's good.
That's what red alert is for. Good job.
I like that they like, we haven't got a sickbay set properly. Let's keep as much non-sickbay as we can. Let's just let's have this weird bench and put the dude on it. This is totally good and medical. You should never say nurses in this season. It's only ever just her. Like,
I think it's just her, and we're going to see sickbay in a second. And the same complaint we've had the last couple times we saw it.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. But I just find it funny that she's just on a bench in engineering. It's like, really?
Yeah.
It's a better-looking set.
It is the same color as the floor. Maybe it's an emergency medical bench.
Oh,
who knows? Maybe it rises out of the floor.
Oh no, there is one to the side. Like, they just moved it in the set, but it's weird. A fun Pixels at Dawn says, not shown this episode. Geordie thinking of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
What did you do, Ray?
That's good. That's good. Yes.
Anyway, he's dying. He's in a coma. He's phased. Whatever.
Yes, the sick bay, as you mentioned. This was a choice.
What was?
It's pitch black.
Yeah, you faded out there for a second, so I didn't hear you.
Oh, the sick bay is a choice. It's pitch black, and it's it's we haven't got a set really. Let's just use our two props: the ceiling light prop and the main prop. To really not. I've upbright this by quite a lot, guys, and it's still pitch black pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it literally is, and it looks actually better on my TV on the Blu-ray. But we know this is. Well, they said a redress of the Confidant, didn't we? That's what the other person said. But it just feels like the TMP.
It's so dark. It's so dungeony, and the lighting with the shadows casted on the wall. It gets so much better later. This is just shit. It's like not only is it an incomplete set they're trying to hide,
Yep.
but they don't have the lighting rig set up properly. Same with the conference room.
Mm-hmm.
You get the shadows and the darkness in the conference room as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know the story behind this. We need to talk to Doug Drexler maybe,
Or
somebody that's
Larry. I
Yeah.
bet he'd know.
yeah. I actually just was talking to Larry today and yesterday, asking when he's coming back on Trekyards. He says whenever you guys will have me.
Well, since we're doing TNG, maybe we should do some like TNG episode, like build some questions for him for. Because we're the companion. That could be perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Like every 10 episodes of our reviews, we bring him on to talk about the stuff behind the scenes. That could be interesting, actually. This is I like this scene because of the dialogue, but the filming is pretty subpar. Really subpar.
Is it subpar or sub rosa?
It's both.
Oh, it's that bad, huh?
Yeah, and also it seems a bit weird that she can just hypo spray whatever she happens to have in her coat, which happens to awake his species that they barely know. I just found that a little bit odd. Like, there's no sort of he might die, or whatever.
Well, I love the dialogue here. Why is the boy here? The traveler has a special attachment to the boy.
I'm not boy. My name's Wesley.
My name is Wesley. He knows. We all know.
That's a really weird set of dialogue.
It is.
It's like, why? I like it like you, but it's really weird.
It's to show that they're all dismissive of him because he's just a kid, but he turns out to be something special. No. Anyway, yeah, wake him. Oh, he could die. Well, you hear that all the time from Beverly, or any of the doctors. Wake him. It's not advised. I need to talk to him. Okay, but only for a limited time. All right, cool. We should take a tally of how many times this is done in the series.
Yeah. But no, I like this scene in general. I like everyone's acting. I like the traveler's acting. Again, it's a little bit of like the fact that he's so open to talk. It's again a very slow paced scene. It just sort of happens and moves on. He's friendly. Like it's just a bit of an odd scene. Again, pace wise, you'd assume this would be an epic sort of moment of the episodes. Like, I am a sixth dimensional creature here. Like he says, it's in the dialogue. Just the way he says it isn't quite the epic.
Yeah.
I've been here to study your life forms for years. We're a pinnacle point in history. Just the way it's all there, but not quite done in a way that really adds to the pace, and it really kind of halts the episode even further. Even though it's interesting, it's weird.
I've made a few notes here. I'm the traveler. There's no place I really wish to go.
Yeah.
I'm just here because of curiosity. Trading his knowledge of propulsion for rides
that was fun.
Around.
And to pause there, because links into a second, we just said, I'm a traveler, and Picard's like, but where are you going? Oh, nowhere. It's like, well, who would do that? It's like, you do. You go. You. What do you mean? You go places, stop and look. What are you on about? This is your mission. What? Picard,
I'm exploring strange new worlds and new civilizations.
There's not always a destination. You just yeah. Sorry, I just thought that was really weird. Like the context that you just completely ignores.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then I got a line. I made a note. Thought got us here.
Yes.
Because he's a lens that focuses people's thoughts. And how that could seem like magic to you, because as we know, any kind of new technology, if it's seems like magic. You shouldn't be here in this place until your far distant future, until you can control your thoughts.
Or
and up till now, you've just been uninteresting.
Or until someone visually reboots a franchise and adds a spore drive, then you can be there in the past.
You had to go there, didn't you? Fair enough. I love it, and I love how he says, Riker says, "Well, how many of you there are you? How come we haven't run into you before? Because up till now you've been uninteresting."
It's good.
Again, that's another cliche we hear a lot in Star Trek. It's like, oh, you guys are showing potential now.
But it's really interesting though, because the implication. I mean, he says, "Are you told you from the future?" And he's like, I mean, yes. Like I love I didn't remember this from him. I actually forgot his backstory, and it's actually pretty intriguing. So there is the implication that he is basically a probe in a sense, of a frontline scout just chillaxing sort of in the past, although I mentally I think he's from a different actual like side universe dimension. This just happens to be a sort of like his thoughts are creating this body. He's not actually, he's not flesh and blood or whatever. But the fact that he's obviously a very powerful life form from a different time / different dimension, it's interesting. Like that's pretty special, actually.
And here he asked for a moment alone with the captain, and we get the whole. Have you ever heard of a hair music? Don't tell anyone, especially the mother. But I want you to encourage him without interfering. He's like Mozart. He's Wesley is such a person with. He's such a person with time, energy, and propulsion. So you need to encourage these gifts. Yeah. Kind of sidelined me the first time I saw it, and still it's like, this is like a Gene Roddenberry ego stroking piece, because he said he was Wesley, basically. He wanted to be this special kid.
Although in essence though, he was the Beethoven of sci-fi.
Oh, nice.
He made one of the most legendary sci-fis of all time and made a legacy that lasts over 50 years. So, him, George Lucas, and maybe James Cameron for his two or three science sci-fis that are most epic. This was not part of my context of Wesley, that he is a beyond genius, and if a interdimensional future being that's come to the past to experience the universe says he's a genius, that's like as close to proof as you can get that he's legitimately uber amazing. But then it makes you wonder, why is there not an arc for Wesley? Because then
there was supposed to be, but then fan backlash squashed it.
I would like to know what that was then, because you think of when he was in the academy, he's just like one of the pack. He's just a guy.
Until the Traveler comes and takes him away on this special journey.
Yeah.
But that was a real quick sum up of what he was supposed to have a much more important role in this series, to be like the next evolution of like human being or something. But because everybody hated him, and fan backlash was like, we don't like this guy, they toned him down quite a bit and eventually just got rid of him.
See, I was not there for that, so I have none of that context specifically. But it's like what's his name? Alexander. Same thing. I remember that people didn't like Alexander, and so it goes from being really important to Worf's arc, occasionally there, and then completely not mentioned for 2 years. It's like, I mean, he's a dad. What? No? Okay.
Yeah.
But I like this talk with the Traveler. I like this context. I like Picard's acting. I like it's all just one long 2-shot as well. A lot of very long acting shots in this one. And the fact they feel so alien, I think it's just good cast in this episode. Good choice of people.
So they send him back to engineering. They're going to try this again. Going to get home. Picard runs into some dude who's visualizing fire. He's like, just put the fire out with your mind. Okay.
Yeah, I wondered why didn't Picard put out with his mind. I was expecting that a really cool moment where he walks in, turns it off, and he's like, you're welcome, Ensign, go to work.
Because it was the other guy's fear, I guess, so he had to control it himself. Surprised Picard could even see it. He couldn't see the thing that was chasing the other people through the hallway. Riker couldn't see his mother.
Yep.
It's like, what? I guess because maybe the longer they're there, the more it affects more people. I mean, that's kind of the vibe we got. You got to be careful here. So, I don't know.
And little note, Nick Pick Nerd says, how did the Traveler know Mozart if humans were not interesting before?
Well, he would have read the database, I'm sure. He's been on 3 starships, moving from starship to starship.
Yeah.
Putting right what once went wrong. And hoping each time that his next warp would be the warp home.
And guys, please remember, please do super chat. That's part of why we do these lives, is to have this conversation and to support the channel. So please do, even $1 makes a big difference. So over halfway now, guys. Please do if you can.
And 146 people. It's a good number. So, all right. So here we get the whole Wesley come sit down, and then the shipwide announcement: thoughts of everyone on board you all need to help concentrate on the welfare of the traveler, like he's somebody you really care about, a friend of yours, or your duty, or your immediate duty. Don't think of anything else.
Yeah, and normally in episodes of television where it's like, everyone think of good vibes or use the power of love to heal them. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And in Doctor Who, everyone's like, think of the Doctor and it will heal him. Ooh. Stupid. This is so in context, and the fact that, because, like, that's an order. Like, it's just so matter of fact. I love it. It's like, we don't know how it works. This is a genuine thing that will help. Do it. Everyone, do it. Like, this works really well as a concept. It's very simple. It's been explained. I appreciate this one.
Yeah. And the traveler says, Kazansky, sit down. I need him. Yeah. Did he, though? Not really, probably. But anyway, they engage and do the awesome warp thing, and then the traveler just fades away and disappears.
Oh, no. And it's quite...
That's
what I was going for. And it's quite a quick resolution. It's relatively easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wesley helps. He touches him and that grounds him, I guess, or he gets some kind of energy from Wesley. I don't know.
I saw that coming, even though I didn't remember it. I saw that coming especially. But I wish you... I don't know. It doesn't... Yeah, it just kind of ends. I don't know. And everyone's like... Kowalski's like, oh no, he's gone. Weird. Like, no one reacts in this episode.
My career is over. I'm an idiot.
But not even... But that would have been good. That would have been fine. But everyone underreacts this episode. And then everything's fine. They're back home. Wesley comes to the bridge. He's like, go on the bridge, Wesley. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, I made a note too of this bridge scene. Really piss poor audio again at the beginning. It feels very tinny and echoey.
Wow. Yeah, the microphone's really far away, so.
Yeah, but have the boy sent to the bridge.
And he gets to the bridge real quick. He does.
And then sit here in command. Oh, sir, that's not allowed. Your own orders. Well, you can't countermand my own orders. That's what I'd be saying, but I can't wave them again. No, sir. And Wesley's like, that's okay, sir. Shut up, Wesley. Actually says, don't interrupt me, Wesley. But so only commissioned officers, you say. Even an ensign? I make you an acting ensign. Riker, give my duty schedule heavy on study. Now sit down and learn something. Shut the hell up.
It's an interesting scene. My note seems a little random. I get why, but like
everyone else on the bridge must be going, the hell, sounds like something wrong with the captain?
Yeah, seriously.
Is he gonna go promote the puppy on deck 5 next to like helm or something?
Yeah, part of having a rank is doing Starfleet. I mean, think about Bashir. So this guy outranks Bashir now, technically. Acting ensign outranks enlisted. Like how not Bashir, O'Brien. Yeah. How many years was O'Brien in engineering school before he got on board the flagship? And then this kid, that any training, it feels a bit weird. It's so not forced, but it's like we have one possible solution. Let's do this. There needed to be another rank. There needed to be something else, not acting ensign. And to give him a duty shift is like he's not like. And they say your application to the academy, a next possible chance. It's like, did you even ask him if he wants to go to the academy? Like he's already of an age to the academy anyway. Like, has he shown any interest? Is he not gonna? It just feels a bit random,
Well, he has shown interest. He says he knows every aspect of the ship. Beverly's pointed that out as well.
Though. It's not the academy is committing to not only joining Starfleet, but in the years of that, and in Starfleet might be doing another role. Whereas just
I think he's a little young for Starfleet. Still, he's like one of the people that go to college when they're like 14.
Yeah,
like Sheldon. You get that kind of vibe from him. He's too young for the academy, so he wasn't really thinking about it. He knew everything about the ship, and he was doing his own thing on his own time. Like my kid Christian, he knows everything about World War II and every plane and every tank. He can spout off specs on every one of them, but can he do his homework? No.
Or the dishes.
Or the dishes, or anything he's supposed to do. No, he just has this useless information. But I was the same way at his age, so it's fine.
I remember Stargate stuff, but I remember French.
Jets. Yeah, exactly. Well, we got a few super chats, so...
Oh, super duper! There you go.
I think Jeff... What time is it? 5:40? No, it's an old one. Okay. Clivoid puts in $2 and says, Wesley's sweater is wigging me out. It's a little Dr. Huxtable. It has only one color, though, so maybe not Dr. Huxtable. That's from the Cosby Show, in case you guys don't know. Jill47 puts in $2 and says, we actually wore sweaters like that in the 80s. Yep. I had a few interesting sweaters myself, and I got pictures to prove it.
Still have interesting sweaters.
Hey.
Yeah, I never did because I wasn't alive yet, so I'm happy to say.
Yeah, good tea, nice house puts in $2 Canadian. Everybody think happy thoughts for a Raptors win. Dun, dun, dun. The Raptors are Toronto's basketball team. They got to win. Yeah, I don't really care, but go Raptors, I guess. And Pixels, that's an order, everyone. I need you to all think good thoughts. Think about the Raptors like they're a friend of yours or somebody you care about. You think about that or the duty you're doing at the time.
Yes, I agree. But Trek Reviewer says, if only commission officers can be on the bridge, then how can Miles O'Brien be on the bridge?
Because he's got a special dispensation. It's part of his whatever the hell he is.
Yeah, doesn't quite make sense, does it?
Pixels at Dawn puts in £2. They shouldn't have made Wesley's captain's assistant. He should have been the yeoman. Look at me, a coffee boy. I just hear Kratos from God of War.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Okay. Indeed. Tilk. I agree with that, but be Riker's assistant. Picard, that would be the worst thing ever. But if you be Riker's assistant, that's perfect. He gets
Naomi Wildman became Janeway's assistant,
but she liked kids, and Naomi was good. Naomi was good. Was a good character and a good part. But I can see him because he goes well with Riker. They have a good chemistry. I think that would have made more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And Wade Smaling says, Captain, I crack up knowing your better half sits and watches your streams. Sometimes she listens in, other times she just hears one side of the conversation, which must be really weird. But she always hits like. She always hits like, which is a good segue in saying you all should hit like. Last update we got from Jeff was 80 likes. He'd pay again at, say, 100 or 150. He said 125. Oh, he's cheaping out. All right, cool. It should be 100, but whatever. Just kidding, Jeff. I really don't care. But yeah, everybody hit like, because even my beautiful wife over there hits like for every one of our lives, even when she doesn't know what the hell is going on. Even though she always knows what's going on. She's my wife.
I prefer documentaries.
Sure.
I'm going to watch one on Broadmoor.
Okay.
And so they warp off. Well, they stay at warp off. And
yes.
That ends the episode. Let me see if I have any other notes that I didn't get to while the screen caps play. Yeah, no.
While you're doing that, sorry, Jill47 puts in $2.
Hey, thank you.
Wesley's arc is much more interesting when rewatching. That's true. That actually is true.
I'm excited to. Yeah, I think it's fine so far. I have no problems with acting or anything. But we'll get there in the end.
Any other notes, sir? I said all my notes.
Actually, no, I think we've got pretty much. French mum, yay. No, I think that's good. But yeah, so what's your closing?
Mm.
Oh, I said funny end, well acted, because the Picard. I think the whole thing is fun at the end. The acting,
Yeah.
not necessarily the words, but it's actually a really well played scene.
Yeah, the whole I can't. It's my own orders. Oh, okay. I can't wave them again. Oh,
See,
okay.
again, he's not a grump. Why are people saying he's a grump? That's him being actively jovial, like, and cheeky. Like, he's having a blast with that, you know.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I guess final thoughts. Really love this episode. When I first saw it, I thought it was exciting. It is episode 6 of season 1. I think it's the first good one we've actually reviewed, in my opinion. Definitely the best of season 1 so far. So we're gonna have to see how that turns out and rank it later after we've done all of season 1.
Well, someone asked, and I answered. I think it's a good idea if we do a end of season 1. Each season we do a retrospective stream where we relook at the entire season, our thoughts, and
Yes.
I'll go back and actually listen to all of our numbers, and I'll read out, because if we don't go back and listen before that, I'll say what is our order, because we don't double check ourselves, we just give our gut. Say what is our order of reviews, like what is the highest, what is the lowest scores of season 1, and that's what we did with Discovery, and you're like, shit, I gave everything, there's 2 on points, there's 3 on points, damn it. I think it would be fun just to say, oh, you thought this was your best episode? You're like, huh, I guess I did. So yeah, a nice retrospective I think would be fun. Yeah.
Good episode, good characters, good acting, well written, a little bit weirdly paced, and the sets kind of bother me a little bit, the lighting. But again, they haven't found their normal yet. So,
and I think it was this director as well, because other times it's been very like evenly lit. I think they wanted a certain vibe, and they got it, but didn't quite. Like just having black, because I also noticed that the grain levels on the Blu-ray in this episode stood out to me heavily. It's like, oh, this is a strongly grain episode. If you have a lot of black, it's even more visible. You know, I was like, this one doesn't hold up as well.
Well, some of them I don't think they have all the footage for either, so not all of it was remastered as well as. I don't know.
There's very few SD clips, and you could tell, and this was still original remaster. Yeah.
You see it more in TOS. There's some scenes that are really not really high res or high definition, but.
So number then your closing score, and if you want to give a for this season and for all of TNG, if you want to, so that's fair.
For this season, it's definitely an 8 out of 10 for me. It's enjoyable. It's something you remember. It's worth rewatching. And it's always, and it's literally what Star Trek is they went somewhere new and saw something interesting, and I thought that was really cool. So 8 for season 1. As for all of TNG, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Oh wow, not far off.
No. Like I said, this is one that if it's on, I'll watch it, and I will go back to rewatch it. Other ones I will not deliberately put in. So, and I like the actors. I like the Traveler character, even Kazansky or whatever the hell his name was, stood out. So, yeah. Plus, we got a Targ on the bridge and poop stains on the rug.
Important stuff.
Yes.
Do you want to read the super chats before I jump to my thoughts?
Oh, we got super chats.
Yitter.
Jill47 puts in $2. Wesley's arc is. Oh, I already said that one. Sorry. Fat Produce puts in $5. Picard was grooming Wesley so he could make a toupee out of his hair once it was all its most lush. That's awful. And Mike P puts in $1 without a comment. But thank you very much, guys, for the super chats.
Thank you. My thoughts, yeah, this is definitely the best one so far. It's very consistent. The script is definitely a step above. The idea is more interesting, although I think it's kind of 2 concepts in one. Just the warp thing is a full concept, and then the power of mind concept is a whole different one, and that was not realized properly. It wasn't fully thought out. It was kind of like, we need to have 6 bits. Okay, we'll make 6 bits, which you could have made it really clever. Wasn't as clever as it could have been, but the mystery is good. The lead up's good. The crew they brought in, the extras are really, the guest stars are really good, really solid. It's just the pace the pace is weaker, but considering the pace of some other ones, I mean, Farpoint as well. Farpoint's an awful pace. This is definitely better. But it wouldn't take much to sharpen it, I think. I think that's a good example. It's just a bit of a dull episode. It's sharper than a lot of ones, but it wasn't quite, brought into this nice, sharp, crisp episode. And it could have been, It's right there. I'm definitely going to give it a bigger score for all of TNG, because I think this is a solid 5 for TNG. It's average. It's not bad in any way. None. It's not amazing, but it is good. It's a solid good episode, and it is definitely this could be a season 2 episode or a season 3 episode easily. There wouldn't need to be that many changes. Or I think having LaForge be the chief engineer probably made this episode pep more, because he would have had some fun with him. He would have been like, "We can listen to this guy, Commander." "Oh, Jordan, we have to." Oh my, that would have been kind of fun. And
I'm a blind man, and even I can see his equations don't mean anything. Good
That's
job.
good. That's good. And then he walks up to the warp core, strokes it. Come on, you can do it, baby. You can do it. Lots of fun things you could do with Geordie. That I think would have given it some more pep. But for this season, I think an 8's probably a good shout. I don't know. We haven't gone through the entire episode yet, so this very well might be the best episode this season. So I'm gonna avoid 9 or 10 until we know. Although I think it's still fair to say an 8 is still a strong competitor. If there's the 8 is the highest I go. But yeah, I think 8's solid. Just really a pacing thing. That's just an editing thing. And the music wasn't overbearing. It was actually I didn't even notice it most of the time, except 2 bits.
In one spot where I noticed it.
That's better than the other ones. And I say 5 for TNG overall. And I think, yeah, it's good. And I like these sort of sciencey ones. It's like the Beverly horror one where she's trapped in a warp bubble. Yeah. It's a good, fun science episode, even though it's not fun. It's a science episode, or when Barclay becomes a cool creature, take over the Enterprise. That's an interesting science one. Or when Barclay again gets, he sees a creature through the transporter effect. There's a cool science episode. There were some fun exocoms. Again, there were some good sciencey ones that I really dig. And this one's quite smart. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Now it's your time, guys, to put in the comments, out of 10, what do you guys think? Let us know.
Before that, though, you had said this is one you remembered fondly.
Yes.
Yeah, on Tuesday. You're going to see whether it stood up for you this time, and did it.
Pace, no, but science, yes. So I liked it because it was a really interesting concept, but I think filmically it was not as good as I remember. But whenever I watched this in SD with worse speakers, maybe not fully paying attention, 10 years younger, I wouldn't have seen that. But I think the script definitely is a good script. But again, that's just one thing that gives you an overall vibe. But yeah, it's still good. Still good. But yeah, let us know your points and scores, guys. Come on. Tell us.
Well, while you're doing that, we have some super chats.
Awesome.
Eugene showed up, and he put in 2,000 rubles. Thank you very much, Eugene.
That's a big one for you, sir.
Yeah. Hi, I've barely made it today. 8 out of 10, best episode so far, and that's a Wesley episode. So you gave an 8 out of 10, so that's awesome.
And just to clarify, I did some conversions. That's $30 he just gave.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Eugene. That's amazing.
That changed the super chat live to a nice successful one. So thank you, Eugene. Woo.
Brian Maloche puts in $1 without any comment, but thank you very much, Brian.
Devereaux, I was going to mention this, but you went by a bit quicker. Devereaux77X says pop out chairs at some stations. Yes, they make their first appearance. That they do have chairs at the back. It's their first time seen.
Yep. Troy Macy puts in $1.99 and says 5.5 overall for all of Trek or all of TNG, which is kind of what you gave it. Yeah. I think it's a little bit. Yeah, I give it a little bit higher, but that's okay. Super Coops puts in £5. Not a bad episode. 6 out of 10 for me. Would have been 5. Got an extra point for Targ Poo on the rug. LOL. Live long and prosper to all my fellow Trekkies. Well, live long and prosper to you too, sir. Thank you very much for the super chat. So yeah, it's pretty consistent across the board. I've seen 7.5, 6, 5. No real low scores, so that's good.
Yeah. It feels like a TNG episode, honestly. Yeah, and that's a good sign. I wonder. I'm going to do a research actually. I wonder, did this writer do more? Because I'm assuming but he or she, I think, got it more. And the difference, although we didn't get any data jokes, which is interesting.
Well, he did say where none have gone before, which was a new take on where no one had gone before, where no man had gone before, where none have gone before. I like that.
Okay, so it's written by two people, Diane Duane and Michael Reeves. Is that Michael Reeves Stevens, isn't it? Let me have a look.
While you're doing that, I have 2 super chats to read.
Oh, excellent.
AC Costello puts in $2. In my opinion, first episode we see the Enterprise as a character.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with that. Yeah.
Close enough.
The one with the what was it? Where it pushes the Oberth into the solar fragment.
Yeah.
The other got a sense of it. Yeah, kind of got a sense of it being a character in that one, but Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99.
Thank you.
It's one of the better ones of season 1, 6.25 out of 10.
Yeah.
So,
and one of the writers, Mr. Michael Reeves, a very interesting career. He hasn't done anything since 2007, which is actually World Enough in Time and Time. The Such a Phase 2 episode with George Takei. That was his. He ended TNG in that, but also did Masters of the Universe vs. Snake Men, Spider-Man Unlimited, Roughnecks, Sliders, Young Hercules, Invasion of America, Gargoyles, Phantoms, Batman Animated Series, Conan and Young Warriors, Batman Masks of Phantom, Peter Pan and Pirates, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Real Ghostbusters, Monsters, Spiral Zone, Sliders, Twilight Zone, My Little Pony and Friends, and like Star Wars Droids, Ewoks. This guy wrote for every single show in these 70s, 80s. Incredible Hulks, 5 episodes, Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, The Smurfs,
wow.
Black Star, Tarzan, Space Sentinels, what the hell? Every single show, basically, of the 80s, 90s. And that's a hell of a repertoire.
That's amazing. David Reel puts in $5.
Thank you.
Yeoman Wesley Crusher, ? Picard, shut up, Wesley, and put on the damn skirt. That's a little odd, but yeah. Well, yeomans don't have to be women, though.
No?
Yeomans in the Navy are men or women, so. But yeah.
And the other author of this episode wrote several books, Star Trek novels, more than so the Wounded Sky, Doctor's Orders, Spock's World, Dark Mirror, My Enemy, My Ally, The Romulan Way, Honor Blade, The Empty Chair, and she also created the Romulan language in one of the novels. And Dark Mirror is that's a good book where there's the two Picards on that's the TNG novel. Mirror, that's a good one. No other episodes though, but yeah, these are some good people. And the director, Rob Bowman, which actually has a picture in Memory Alpha, directed 13 TNG episodes, which definitely has and very much season 1 director, because the directing was the lighting was bad, but the directing was pretty good, because I think also you get performances based on the directors as well.
Yeah.
Also directed The Battle, Data Law, Heart of Glory, Elementary to Data, Matter of Honor, Q-Who, Manhunt, Shades of Grey, and a couple more. So
Shades of Grey, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's the clip show one. But that's okay. He did The Battle and stuff. And some other good ones. Can't be perfect, I guess.
Wow, directed 29 episodes of Castle.
Castle's a great show.
It is. 34 episodes of X-Files. Damn. That's a lot. And 13 of TNG is a pretty prolific. Cool. And one of Baywatch, one of Booker, MacGyver, Probe, Werewolf, 21 Jump Street. Yeah, these are some really some decent people.
Nitpicky Nerd says the Kazansky guy was supposed to have lost his son, and his son appeared when they were in the other dimension. Also, the walls were supposed to come alive and grab people and stuff. See, if they had the chance to make all that, it would have, I think, helped the pacing a little bit, probably, and it wouldn't have felt so. It felt unfocused a little bit in that part of.
That's a good word.
And I think that would have maybe tied it together a little bit. So.
Or like if it had been the realm of the travelers, and then you could have had the child, the dude's child, be his punishment for abusing the traveler, and he's the race is forcing him to see horrible things because he's the one that has been he's the one that hurt him, and that would have been that could have been really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Again. Why is it? It looks like the stream is offline for me. Let me just refresh.
No, still good.
Oh, I know why. Okay.
Yes.
Never mind.
Still good, everyone.
We're still here.
So yeah, we've got another 17 minutes. So ask any questions you'd like to ask. Please do.
Mm-hmm. And happy Father's Day to everybody on Sunday. I don't know if I'll be seeing you before then. I might do a Father's Day stream later on Sunday night.
You could always do it with one of your sons or daughter.
I could, but I don't like them very much. So
that's fair.
No, I'm just kidding. That'd be a good idea, actually. Maybe do it in the afternoon or something. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Maybe book them, one for 1 hour, one for the other hour.
Just ask them random Star Trek questions.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't know anything about Star Trek, which is sad.
But that could be fun though. It's like, please explain a Klingon. Well, the Klingons, they're the guys that look like orcs from Lord of the Rings, right? And you're like, get out of my house. You're out.
No, there will be no abuse. But yeah, other than that, next week we'll be doing probably 2 more reviews and then another random one, I would think.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's been a good
week. There's speculation. I was watching Trekland with Larry Nemeczek. There's speculation and kind of hints that there might be another Picard reveal on Captain Picard Day, which is June 16th.
Ooh.
Which is Father's Day, actually.
Holy hell, that would be fun for them. A little bit of footage.
So if there is something on the 16th, I'll probably talk about it on my live if Samuel's not available.
I'm not around now.
Yeah.
I'm back on Tuesday, so we could jump on Tuesday and talk about.
If anything happens on the weekend, we'll cover it together during the week, but see how it goes.
But if it's that juicy, Stuart can't help but look at it and get your wonderful first reactions. Cause I quite enjoy watching Stuart's first reactions before I come on the scene. I always watch them after the fact, because otherwise I know what he thinks. But it's always fun to see his genuine first reaction, how it sometimes can differ.
Especially with Discovery episodes, where I turn on the camera and I'm just like, guys.
Yes. And I just want to say I've been doing some work today on a fan episode, an originals episode. We've got 3 in the buffer right now. I won't say what sorts of ships they are, but 2 more similar, 1 very different. The designers will be joining us for 2 designers will be joining us. The 3rd will not, but all of them I think are pretty good. All 3 models are done. Just it's up to write the other 2. We've already filmed 1. I'm doing the graphics now. It's a 2-parter, which is exciting. That adds more graphics, so look forward to that relatively soon. I'm still, like I said, doing the graphic portion, but the editing shouldn't be awful. So look forward to some good fan stuff that have helped support the channel, helping us with an upcoming thing that we'll talk about very soon. That's really helped a lot. And if you guys do want originals as well, by that we mean you've got a ship design idea. Now it can be either you've got a 3D model yourself, or you've got a sketch, a couple of sketches, a drawing. We have a modeling team that are raring to go. You obviously work out how much detail you want, and you pay them accordingly, because that's up to you to negotiate. We have set rates, but you can go above and beyond if you want to. And then they get the model built, so we do 3D stuff. That's always part of the bundle. You donate a certain amount to Trekyards, and then we do an hour Skype with you to do the backstory of the ship, develop it because you've not thought about it, or you've thought about it and we sort of help it, whatever. Stuart writes a script. I do stuff with the graphics. You get 5 animations, you get unlimited pictures, you get scale charts. You come on and read the script with us if you'd like to, or if not, we can just do it. And then it goes out to all our amazing people, and we love doing them because we treat them just as real Trek ships, and you always seem to appreciate that, both the audience and the people. And it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, and they are super fun. I really enjoy fleshing those out and really having fun with those scripts, and interacting with the creators is fun. So yeah, lots to look forward to. There's a few I have to write actually. Got notes for a bunch, but always lots of cool things going on behind the scenes you guys don't know about.
And it's a
I
great
got
win.
a desktop scattered full of icons, folders. I always try to consolidate them, and then they always end up spreading out over the course of like a month or two. But anyway, sorry.
And it's a great win-win because it does support the channel very directly, and then you get a really cool episode because we always put a lot of effort and thought into them. So yeah.
And Dan23 says footage of the USS Fearless traveling next to the Enterprise D was previously seen in an encounter at Farpoint. Indeed, it was. There was just a planet behind them. I'm just reusing shots, which is a great way to save money. I think we actually see this shot one or two more times in the course of the series. So
I think it's fair to say a couple. Yep. But it's okay.
Yeah.
You can see it a lot.
Yeah. So guys, if anybody has any more super chats, let's what do you think, like $10, $20?
Yeah, and
you always
$10.
say 20, but I'm trying to change it up. 10
Yeah,
would be great.
Yeah, final 10 would be awesome. And then Father's Day, like you said, I wasn't able to spend my birthday time actually celebrating my birthday at FedCon because it wasn't about that, so I'm going to spend that this weekend. Gonna do some birthday things, find out my presents, which is fun. I started being a collector of physical media. I didn't get a Blu-ray player until basically 12 months ago, so I'm quite late to the party. And while everyone else is doing streaming, for me, I want the best quality, but also, if you want to look at the director's commentary, guess what? Not on Netflix, on Hulu, on YouTube, like it's nowhere else. So if I have to get them to get this, and I love the special features. So I've been getting the Blu-rays for Christmas and my last birthday, and it's a great simple way of doing presents. I remember some of my friends when they were younger, they used to give their grandma a DVD. I was like the cheap DVD or chocolates. It was the shittiest basic bitch present because like there's no thought. But for me, it's like I'm collecting special, DVDs or Blu-rays will only be Blu-ray, and then 4Ks that are in 4K that are special, that are less expensive or special because I love the over the 4K and the extra. You've seen them like you've never seen before, and it was fun because Christmas I did a list for certain people and it was kind of just like a random list. And this year I've actually got a custom list for my grandma, for Marie, my mum and my dad, each with slightly different themes, each of which had like 6 options because while I know I'm getting Blu-rays from everyone, I want to be surprised which ones they pick. So I'm still opening unknowns, but they can't but win. So I've got a fun list of like Marvel 4Ks or some TV show Blu-rays or whatever. So I'm excited to see what I get. Although I have in my head a guess of what everyone got me based on what I know about them. So I'm kind of like see if I've logicked into.
I have a question. What does that have to do with anything we're talking about?
It doesn't. But it's my birthday. I was saying what we're doing the weekend. Father's Day. I'm doing a birthday because
Gotcha. I didn't hear the birthday part.
Oh yeah.
My birthday was on the 7th, so I thought it was past.
Oh, like I said, I didn't celebrate it at all because it was.
Yeah.
I only had a birthday meal with the guy I was staying with, and it was Taiwanese, and it was very low key.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, so I'm doing my birthday this weekend, and part of that is opening presents, and I was just saying my.
So you won't be around this weekend, is what he's saying.
Yeah, because I feel like people would judge me for getting Blu-rays now. It's like, but we're past that. I'm just like, no, I want the kind of physical media, collector's aspect now. Because like I say, you can't.
The same way.
You just can't get them, and you wanna. I'm like, when I have more money, I'd like to get like Quantum Leap on Blu-ray because there is a Blu-ray that's really cool, or Andromeda on Blu-ray, or some of the other cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, Wormhole Grease, great name, puts in $1.99.
Cool.
First time I've read that name, so new viewer, new to the lives. Thank you very much for super chatting. That's awesome.
Welcome.
Jeff Jacobs puts in $3, paying for 125. Gave this a 7.5 on the TNG scale.
Hi.
Thank you, Jeff. Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $4.99. Happy belated birthday, Samuel.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I wish you happy birthday on your birthday.
You did.
I did.
It was nice.
Troy Macy puts in $9.99. Happy birthday, Samuel.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome.
You know what I feel like we should do? Maybe on Wednesday we should do a birthday stream for me, but we both have drinks. And so
we should do a birthday stream for both of us because our birthdays both passed.
Yeah.
I was the 28th. Yours is like a week later.
Okay, let's do yours first, and then we have drinks, and then do like a week later, have drinks again. So people can super chat us to drink. So it's like combining. It's like a happy birthday
No.
stream.
I think we should have a combined birthday stream, birthday celebration, just hanging out and getting
Yeah.
shit faced. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Why not?
And we can
I
show
mean,
our
I think
presents
people like it.
and talk about presents we got, and that'd be kind of fun.
Hey, that's a good idea. Plus, I'll get Father's Day gifts too, so I can show those off too.
It's true. That's true.
Eugene puts in 1,000 rubles and says, "Happy birthday."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert Hayes. Andromeda Blu-rays are shit. I wouldn't buy them. Well, I've seen them, and they're better than DVD. I mean, the fact is, if it's better than DVD, then you should get them over the DVD. You know what I mean?
The problem is Andromeda's shit, so.
Better than TNG Season 1.
Well, I mean, the first two seasons of Andromeda, and then the last one's really shit. Or
Yeah, it's 3 and 4 are what you're watching it for, and then 4 especially. Yeah, well, I talked to Kevin Sorbo at the event, and he gave me a nice long answer about why Season 5 happened, and now I get it. But I can explain that at a different stream. Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be our streams for next week. Probably do 2 reviews, unless it's Picard news. We'll do a stream on that. A review or 2 reviews, and then maybe a birthday one. So there you go.
With some drinks. We'll prep a couple of drinks, and you can super chat to have a drink, and then that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll have different super chat goals for drinking.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a test, like a true celebration. That'd be fun. And then we've got to do it again the next day after the shame of how we just said really bad things on live while drunk. We've got to do it.
We'll do the hangover. We'll do the hangover live. Hey guys, so I don't remember what we talked about. So
I'll get up in bed and start a live stream like. So it's it's 10 in the morning. What did we talk about? And then 5 hours later you wake up.
Stream. We were that plastered before we started that we didn't even do one. Drunk command staff. Let's do it.
Robert Hayes comments again, marginally. It's not worth the upgrade. Well, I haven't got the DVDs, so... but for me, resolution is worth it. And like I said, I used to have a DVD quality version, and then I swapped to the Blu-ray quality when I was like doing clips, and like you can... I mean, the resolution from sound depth to HD is like, oh, this is much different. Yeah.
Knuckle iron. Great comment.
Yeah,
I think he was just kidding.
Read it though.
Just kidding. Did you just call Andromeda? Oh, did you just call Andromeda better than TNG Season 1? That puts all your previous opinions in doubt, Commander.
No. Andromeda has got some good stuff. It's got some legit good stuff. I love the alien sun character. I love her when she goes for a second costume. I think that art design is gorgeous. The way her costume and the makeup is. I like the ships quite a bit. I like that of the Commonwealth. The fact that it has phases. The politics is reasonably good. It doesn't ever reach great heights, but I think it's relatively solid. And there's definitely better bits. But Season 1's pretty... Yeah, it's not great. But it does build up momentum. It does have some good stuff. It does certainly have some good stuff. Oh, God.
So AC Castillo says, like, we can pay you guys to drink more, and yes, you can. That'll be the point.
Which would be fun, because if we can make like lots, then it's like, aha, this is really worth it, and a good birthday present to us.
Yeah, it's a good idea showing off the gifts. I like that, and talking a little bit about them.
Yeah.
I will be designated modder, says Jeff. Absolutely. And you should have a Deanna Troy cake with mint frosting.
Yeah.
Cellular peptide cake.
Delicious. And we should definitely do... I think we should definitely do, maybe on the retrospective stream, bring Larry on as well. That could be kind of perfect to talk about things, you know? Because Larry's certainly a fun guest, and I think we know he's gone live. He does lives with his own audience, so I think that'd be that would be fun.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I think that is good for tonight. We got a few super chats in the end there, so thank you very much, and happy birthday, Commander.
Thank you.
Yeah. And like I said, expect a few lives next week, and possibly this weekend I might do one. We'll see how that goes, but
Yes.
stay tuned to the Facebook page for any updates, or YouTube. They will be scheduled, hopefully. Sometimes I go like impromptu lives late at night.
Yeah.
But those are fun. Those are different vibe altogether. So
Yeah. Well, this is a show. That's why I like on the L cards. I like having the whole structure. We're actually quite on point, and you can definitely watch his back. I mean, they're a longer show, but they're definitely a show still. Whereas the other one's like a sort of chat show. You're just chatting. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks, guys. Episode 6. We are going through them quite efficient and like good audience so far, and hopefully you guys will keep joining us and share and get more people to join. We get 200 people, 250 would be great, and obviously when we get to season 7 and 5 and 6 and Best of Both Worlds, you're all gonna turn up, so it's fine. But yeah, it's good. Final word, Stuart.
Yeah.
What's your final single word
For this episode?
of the stream?
Oh. Bye.
That's my joke. You're gonna say something random. I was gonna say bye.
Oh.
No, it's fine.
Good.
You said bye.
I'll change it. Good.
Bye.